eyes bugged out, my hair shot straight up. I did a crazy rubber dance all over the room. Well, I'm sure my heart even stopped beating for a minute. Then she ran to Daddy and told him that I had broken the star and almost electrocuted her. And he sent me to my room for all of Christmas Eve. And told me that baby Jesus was mad at me for not coming till tomorrow.
I know.
Oh, Dorothy, could I please borrow your diamond ring and your pearl necklace and your jade bracelet?
Are you planning to come back?
Sometime tomorrow morning.
Where are you going?
Oh, out to dinner with Jason, the director of our community theater. He's considering me for the role of Lady Macbeth.
$7 tip?
Don't be silly. I said a $7 tip. Why don't these people learn English if they're going to live here? This is Miami. I'd have less trouble getting around Ecuador.
Oh, I'll get it. Harry.
Oh,
Hi.
my pretty.
Oh, Harry.
Me? It was a retirement home, and you know what they did? They set off the fire alarm in a retirement home. Who can rush? Half the people have walkers. The other half can't get out of their chairs. But they got bells going off like crazy. You know what that does to hearts that only beat a few times a week?
Nightmares and great sex.
Really? I wouldn't know.
Oh, Dorothy, come on.
Shouldn't we get going, girls?
When you're making love, you don't make noise?
No.
How can you not?
Well, I guess I always felt it wasn't very ladylike. We should go, girls.
Hold your bladder, Rose.
Hello, princess. Oh, you look absolutely beautiful.
I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for coming.
Oh, don't thank me. Thank your mother. There aren't too many women around who could swallow their pride after what went down between us. You're awesome, babe.
Afraid of the storm. 3 o'clock in the morning, she knocks on my door, crying, begging, pleading to get into bed with me. Just like your father used to do before we got married.
So what did you do?
I told him, you're not getting anything till you put a ring on my finger and a donkey in my father's barn.
Not Pop! But now you're here in front of me and you can't run away. And I finally get to have what you tried to cheat me out of. I finally get to say goodbye, Stanley.
Look, Dorothy,
I said goodbye, Stanley. I'm a little nervous about Jean. I mean, she's a very special person. I don't know if she's going to get along with Blanche and Rose.
You mean because she's a lesbian?
Ma, she's not a lesbian. I mean, what an absurd thing. How did you know?
I've known since you two were in college together.
She didn't even know in college.
Who comes up with the best new song about the city of Miami?
$10,000?
That's right, I'm going to enter.
Oh, you?
Well, Dorothy, I happen to have written songs before. I wrote the fight song for our high school. Onward, St. Olaf, they still sing it. Onward, St. Olaf, onward we go, onward and on. You startled me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Next time I'll knock.
Like your bathrobe.
Yeah. Kids gave it to me for Father's Day.
I wish I had that knack.
3 wise men in the nativity scene at Burdines were wearing Ralph Lauren ski parkas.
Catch me, catch me, catch me!
Let me take a wild guess. You didn't expect us home this early.
Dorothy Rose, I'd like you to meet...
We in the house while I pick up Angela.
Whatever you say.
Ma, get away from the back door.
You got eyes in the back of your head or what?
No, why can't you just relax and enjoy your surprise?
Because the last surprise I got was when I walked in on your cousin Vito parading around on my girdle.
Grandma Moses.
Hey, how would you like me to fix your face so the two of you don't look like twins anymore?
Sophia, this is Dorothy's mother. Dorothy's the roommate who'll be joining us tonight.
Hello, everybody. I'm sorry I kept you waiting.
Dorothy, this is Rob, and this is his brother Bob.
I swear I have seen you somewhere before. Oh, there!
Listening to my yodeling tapes. When the driver behind me starts furiously honking his horn, I decide to be a lady and let him pass. And what does he do? Pulls alongside, shouts obscenities that would make Joan Rivers blush, then speeds off down the street.
Who cares, Rose? I got my own problems.
I Wonder what she wants, the conniving little witch. You're welcome, Maurice.
Let's make a toast.
With water?
Well, I can't drink.
You never could. One Jack Daniels and you'd disappear with half a fraternity house. You're always losing everything. You lost our tickets to the Julio Iglesias concert. You misplaced 2 sets of house keys. You even had to have somebody help you find your car at the airport.
I know I didn't lose those earrings. I'll find them for you right now.
You better hurry up. I have to be there by 6 o'clock.
We've still got plenty of time. It's only...
Yeah, that's very funny, Rose. Yeah, I'm gonna grab a bite to eat. I passed this burger joint around the corner. Looked like there might be some kids there.
Oh, but Darla, wait a minute. You just got here. Oh, I'd really prefer you to stay.
I planned a special meal for you, David.
Tomorrow, I love leftovers.
Well, what time will you be back?
We had to feed the chickens, slop the hogs, muck the stalls.
Please, I'm trying to eat here.
And after I finished all that, I still had to take care of Larry, my one-eyed pig.
What did you people do? Run a farm for handicapped animals?
65 years ago. I want to go back.
Oh, gee, Ma, I'm sorry, honey, but I can't let you go.
Who's asking your permission? I'm going anyway.
Ma, look, I absolutely forbid it. Now, come on. You've had a stroke. You have high blood pressure. It would be lunacy to risk your health this way.
Oh, Rose, you're such a good person. Many, many times I wished you were my daughter.
Ma, please.
And you, Dorothy, are a total disappointment. I can understand why Rose is dumping you as her bowling partner.
Rose is dumping Blanche. She is not dumping me.
Doing here?
Oh, there, Michael.
Hi, Rose. Blanche. I was with the band up in Fort Lauderdale. We got a free weekend. I thought I'd swing by.
Oh, it's a shame you missed Sophia. She just left.
Yeah, but she'll be back tomorrow. Go sit down. Tell me, what is new?
Well, to be honest, Mom, a lot. I'm getting married.
My husband was a fan. Not of the cigars, the boxes. We used to keep all our fine cutlery in one.
Blanche was right. She said you were incorrigible.
I guess I deserve it. I always say she's a cheap slut.
Maybe we better be going.
Yes, it was
Back in Brooklyn.
Ebbets Field.
Remember those warm summer nights, sitting in the bleachers, eating hot dogs, rooting for the Dodgers and kissing passionately between innings?
Stanley, you never took me to Ebbets Field.
No?
No!
Why, Chicago burned down. Mrs. O'Leary was probably a tramp, too.
Give me that. Look, I'm terribly sorry. There's been a mistake. There is no fire here. That's right. This isn't Blanche, so that remark about the fire hose was totally wasted.
But as long as he doesn't give me a dirty look when I order lobster, I don't care.
Blanche!
Oh, all right. Maybe he's not perfect, but I happen to be in a little dating slump right now, and I'm just happier having a man who isn't perfect than looking around for one who is.
That's what Bush told everyone when he was choosing a vice president.
I saw a sign on the bus. It said, "Lonely, can't make connections with that special person." So I took $20 out of your purse, sent in a picture, they ran it through the computer, and boom, you got a social life.
Ma, I cannot believe you sent my picture in to a total stranger.
I didn't send in your picture, I sent the picture.
Oh, Charlie was very stubborn and very dapper.
And then what happened?
And he told me he loved me, and then it was over. And I put a pair of gray flannel pants on him and a blue shirt.
You know, you told me that I'm your favorite.
Please, what favorite? Are you kidding? I thought I was dying. Favorite?
Oh, why not? I mean, the day's shot anyway.
Great. And after I can take you to dinner. How about that little seafood place near the Fontainebleau where we were on our honeymoon?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
If memory serves me correctly, the last time we excused ourselves before the main course and rushed back to the hotel.
going to talk to the travel agent about Hollywood. You want to come with us?
Now, look, I'm sorry, but I am not going to spend my vacation sitting in a tour bus. What are you all doing here?
They never heard of a woman going to bed with her ex-husband. That's him, girls. I can't explain it either.
Listen, Stan, I think we'd better continue our discussion in the kitchen.
Sure, babe. Beautiful, Dorothy.
What's a nice boy like you doing with ulcers anyway? You got a job that pays and a girl who'll do anything for you. Anything. You will, won't you, Dorothy?
I'll take that as a have a good time.
Don't worry, Mrs. Petrillo. I'll have your little girl home at a reasonable hour.
Don't bother. You kids have fun. I won't wait up. Have her back by Tuesday. For 9 months.
Really, Ma? I'd be more comfortable at a hotel.
Fine. Be more comfortable. I hardly see you. You never come to visit. And you finally get here. You're staying at a hotel. You could have just called.
Ma, do you want me to stay at the house?
Do what you want. Hey!
Rose, for the past half hour, you've been humming jingle bells and yelling, hey. Now, why must you do that?
Because it's too hard to hum the hay.
Oh, boy, it is hell.
Activities. And I better call Simon and cancel our date for tonight. You know, I'm really starting to care about him, and I wouldn't want him worrying about my recording his performance. You know how fragile men's egos are. One little thing like screaming out the wrong name, and they go all to pieces.
She's pretty uptight. I'm gonna have fun teasing her tonight.
Why don't we just start dinner?
Oh, good. What are we having?
Short ribs.
Yes. Oh, Mr. Ninnervini, my ice skating coach, said I should wear weights to strengthen my ankles. Well, I'm off to the grocery. Can I bring you anything?
Is that as fast as you can go?
Yes.
Don't get any dairy.
I raised you to have respect for yourself, not be somebody's floozy.
Well, it's volume 7 of the encyclopedia.
My mother talked me into getting her the new Stephen King.
Well, we do have the one that came out last Tuesday.
Well, as long as it's not about some little creature who finds new and inventive ways of terrorizing.
Rose was telling us about this secret date tonight.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Rose has something called a date, Dorothy. How can I explain this? You remember years ago when you went to a restaurant and a man pulled out your chair?
There's another date with Carl tonight, huh? You must really like this guy.
I do. Carl is sweet, and he's supportive. He understands that I still have feelings for Miles.
Rose, Miles is in the witness relocation program. You're not supposed to be telling people about him.
I didn't tell him Miles ratted on a gangster named the Cheese Man.
Have you noticed that Rose has been acting peculiar?
Yes, Blanche, from the first day I met her.
Well, I mean since she's been getting ready for her daughter's visit. I think it has something to do with her will.
But she's just excited about seeing her daughter.
No, I think it's more than that. You know how she said she was nervous?
Awesome.
Morning, all.
Oh, Blanche, honey, how was your date last night?
Oh, unforgettable. Mel Bushman and I were coming back from a champagne picnic at Sunset Beach. We ran out of gas in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, my goodness, what did you do?
You name it. It's been a real pleasure. Good night. Lucy, you're grounded for the rest of your stay here.
And Blanche, wait! You're embarrassing me. Now, why don't you go get a good night's sleep and we'll talk about it when I get home tomorrow.
I don't think you heard what I said. You are not going anywhere.
Aunt Blanche, I'm 20 years old. I'm going wherever I please.
Dean, I ran off with a gas station attendant twice my age to get married in Mexico. When I was 17, I hitchhiked to New York, and for 2 months I was a rockette under an assumed name.
Tyler's Landing kind of pales in comparison.
I stand corrected. How did you...
Well, let's very quickly go over this checklist to see if you've packed everything you're going to need for your fun in the sun. Nausea pills?
Took 'em.
Okay, C6 skin patch.
Wearing it.
Okay, those tiny little stop-you-up tablets that I got for my visit to Mexico.
The bottle was empty. Good night, Ed. We're going to go home now. And I want you to know we'll all sleep a lot better knowing you're off duty tonight.
These Bornak, now shame on you. She is your mother. She's 85 years old and she wants a new pair of shoes. How many more chances do you think you're going to have to buy her shoes? Oh, what I would give to be able to buy my mother's shoes one more time.
You want to take her?
Screw that, she's your mother. I'm sorry, Sophia. I know how you go on about shoes.
Honey, we both know what's going to happen. I take you down to Shim Shack's, we walk in the door, and all the salesmen disappear. I have to go to the back of the store and bribe them to come out and help you.
Please, those people love me.
For $10, they love you.
Everything will be fine. But just to be on the safe side, I'll swing by here tomorrow afternoon.
I'd rather have the cash.
Actually, it's not for you, it's for Miles.
He'd rather have the cash.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about those ridiculous pictures Blanche puts on her Christmas cards?
Those cards are a moving tribute to the spirit of and only happens one night. Now I have to get me somebody to dump Uncle Lucas on. If I could only find me an idiot. Rose, sweetheart, what are you doing tonight?
I've had a very rough day. The only scalper I could find had funny things moving in his hair. And he wanted to bargain in a dark alley.
So what seats did you get?
I didn't get any tickets. I didn't think it was exactly safe.
I can't believe you were such a baby. In Sicily, we did all our bargaining in dark alleys. How do you think I ended up with your father?
By yourself.
Rose, all my life I've done everything I wanted to do. Nothing's ever stood in my way before. For the past 6 months, that's how I've been trying to deal with everything. I thought that I could overcome this thing by myself. I guess that deep down inside, I thought I could make it go away.
Just terrible about this whole situation. That's why I did all those things to him.
Oh. It was you all along.
Except for the boil. That was just luck.
Gladys, we've got to go. Listen, ladies, if there's anything that I can do for you to...
A nurse's uniform murdered in this house with a handsaw?
Heavens, no!
Are you sure? I'm getting a very strong vibration. I see a woman in a white uniform writhing and screaming, and there's a man kneeling over her.
Well, if it was last Wednesday, that was me and the gentleman I'm currently dating, but...
Believe who's gonna be there. Dom DeLuise.
Wow!
Lonnie Anderson.
Wow!
Charles Nelson Riley. Charles Nelson Riley.
Wow, who else?
John Forsythe.
Mr. John Forsythe. Go on, Dorothy.
Officer, if I could see you for just a moment, I'm sure that we could settle this matter to your satisfaction.
Forget it. I happen to be a married man.
All right, all of you downtown, let's go. We're moving now.
Officer, you really don't understand. Now, we were on our way to see Mr. Burt Reynolds.
Don't you dare drag Bert's good...
And it's touching how that Great Dane is paying its respects. Find out it's a musical?
So, Jean and Rose aren't back yet?
No, they're probably having lunch together again.
They certainly have hit it off, haven't they?
I'm so glad. Jean's really such a lovely person.
Oh, yes, she is. Lovely.
I haven't met anyone as good and decent as Rose since Pat died. And I think I'm falling in love.
Pad on a misty spring day south of Savannah. Could you be more specific, Big Daddy? Do my eyes deceive me, or do I see Sophia Petrillo standing before me? Or did you all get Sophia Loren as the new roommate?
Get out the boots, he's back.
They told us to get out of the way when they took the winner's picture with Anita Bryant.
Oh, for those old judges, no, I'd love to hear your song.
Oh, forget it, Blanche.
Please.
Oh, no, the whole experience was too painful.
Please.
We just want to put it out of our minds.
Please.
Hit it, Rose.
Exciting.
Eat.
That's amazing. You people eat with two little sticks, you never miss a bite. My people drop half their meal while using a fork, a spoon, and a loaf of bread.
So.
Exactly what is this stuff?
It's in the top cabinet.
I'm talking about the Cheswick dude. I finally sat the old man down and explained that at 90 there would never be anything between us.
What did he say?
He said not never, but with a little luck every 6 or 7 weeks.
Oh, I'm glad everybody's still up. I just had a
Foley has a gun.
This is a toy. He has been holding us hostage all this time with a toy gun.
I can't believe it.
Neither can I. Dorothy, you call yourself an Italian? You can't tell the difference between a toy and a real piece?
Pepto-Bismol. Well, I mean, Francesca's a beautiful woman, but she makes a manicotti like you could anchor a boat with. Oh, well, as usual, Sophia is stationed at the eggnog. And she's drinking right from the bowl through a swizzle stick. When my husband, Carmine, walks in and passes right under the mistletoe.
Stan, you're wearing my robe.
Tell me about it. Which one of Stan's angels forgot to pick up my dry cleaning? Oh, well, cheesecake. I just love it when we all get together like this.
For myself for a change. Oh, you're looking at a new Rose Nyland, the girl who's gonna eat life.
Hi, Cookie. How you feeling?
Oh, fine, Sophia. But I did die. I died and went to heaven.
That's nice.
Well, then you pick a time. Well, honey, I really do want to see you. I think we have a lot to talk about, Janet. I've been thinking a lot about you lately. You mean this on a Saturday night?
Oh, all right, get in.
Listen, did you hear that sound? Yeah, and as long as I'm in my own bed, I'll do what I want.
I mean, it sounded like the heat kicking on.
Thank God, get back to your own beds.
Hey, everybody.
Well, what are you doing?
Footsie in here. Charlie never wanted
Rose, Frank and Dorothy might want to play footsie.
Oh.
How do I look?
Beautiful.
Go back and change. Oh, honey, that outfit might be all right for a gay funeral in New Orleans, but it's that one itty-bitty detail about you.
That I'm a priest.
Uh-huh.
She didn't know.
What, you think you were just a boring dresser?
She's just never seen me in cleric's clothing.
I didn't know you priests could take your clothes off.
He should have stuffed the cannelloni in the traditional manner.
Hi, girls.
Blanche, honey, what are you doing here? I thought the reunion wasn't over till tomorrow.
No, it isn't. I just decided I'd come home a day early.
Oh, I can't tell you that. That would be unethical. Let's just say that some of my handiwork is prominently featured on NBC's Thursday night lineup. Mrs. Devereaux.
Call me Blanche. We're talking about tightening my behind and pumping up my bosoms. I think we can be on a first-name basis.
We'll drink 'em out of a glass.
Blanche, don't you and Jake have dinner reservations for tonight?
Yes, we do. He's late.
Well, I'm sure he has a good reason. And even if he hasn't, who cares? He is a dreamboat.
You know, girls, these...
Catering the affair.
Well, he might be able to take me, but my date for the evening is Hunter McCoy.
But what about Jake?
What about him?
Well, Jake has to take you to the benefit. I mean, you'll be there, he'll be there. He'll expect you to be there with him. How could you do this?
Well, Rose, you make it sound so terrible. It's not. Jake...
Me. I mean it. You're really hurting me.
What is this old lady business? You're acting like an ass. You don't look 50. You don't look 48. You're as beautiful as the day I married you.
Oh, Salvador. Tell me that again.
You're acting like an ass.
Him waffles. He loves waffles.
Oh, good.
Well, I'll tell him at dinner. Dinner's better. He won't be rushing. I'll make something great. I'll tell him in bed. Yeah, bed's better.
It always works.
When he's asleep, I'll tell him when he's sleeping.
Renee, come on.
I'll sound like a wimp. I can't possibly tell him.
Listen, hearing so much about.
Sophia, honey, that show hasn't been on in years.
Is Hotel still on?
Yes.
Hotel is still on and MASH isn't? How gullible do you think I am? Do I look like Donna Rice?
Cleaning the kitchen. This is Marguerite's job.
Dorothy, I know exactly what you're going to say, but I talked to Marguerite on the phone, and this time she has a really good excuse for being late.
Oh, fine. What is it?
She had to go pluck a hair from the chin of a dwarf.
Did you let me or one of the girls know?
Wait a minute, let me get this straight. She's the housekeeper, right?
Right.
But she's not supposed to lift a finger, right?
Right.
If anything needs to be done, you take care of it, right?
Right. Where are you going, Ma?
To get a job as a housekeeper.
Ma, be serious now. Marguerite is dangerous, but please go along with it, okay? I mean, do it for me.
If it means that much to you, pussycat, you got it.
Oh, thanks. Now remember, not a word.
So what's all this crap about you putting a curse on my daughter?
Would you for me? What would you say?
Oh, come on, Blanche.
I'm serious, Dorothy. What would you say?
Well, I guess I'd say that you were a lovely, generous person and, you know, one of the best friends I ever had.
Nothing about it.
Oh, come on. Now, Blanche, you're behaving just as crazy as we are. It's just a coincidence.
Ladies and gentlemen, be sure your seat belts are securely fastened in preparation for the takeoff. And if anyone found a big bolt, please return it to me. It came off the bed.
People have looked right past me. You know, when I was growing up, the first day back at school every year, half the other kids always thought I was new in town. I had to bring in a yearbook to prove that they were wrong. But all the same, I always felt that deep inside me was a great man trying to get out. So I went into politics.
A fat man.
Well, good night, Blanche.
Well, what's your hurry? Why don't you come in for a nightcap?
Oh, I don't want to put you out.
Oh, I like to put out.
With somebody else.
Blanche, I didn't steal your date. Ted told me that the two of you had absolutely nothing in common.
Well, obviously. He's dull, boring, and has dubious taste, to say the least.
That is you, bimbo.
How childish to resort to name calling, you Jezebel.
Floozy.
Tramp.
I am a tramp. Blanche, have you heard the latest ad campaigns? Join the Navy, see the world.
I like you. I like everything about you.
Swin, you hardly know me.
I know enough. I know you're pretty.
Yes.
You're smart.
Yes.
Sexy.
Yes.
Sophisticated.
No. Swin, there's something very important you don't know. Rose, honey, what are you still doing up?
Studying for my Spanish test, like somebody else I know should be.
Don't strain yourself. Here.
Blanche, these are the answers to the test. Where did you get? I'm sorry, I think I got my verbs mixed up.
Thanks a lot, lady. So what do you want?
I would like to pawn a few things.
Oh, you got a lot of things here.
Yeah. So, how much will you give me?
$100 for everything.
Oh.
But wait a minute.
It's a Boston.
I'm sorry I didn't know who you were, but Charlie didn't like to talk about the war.
I always hoped Charlie and I would hook up again one day, but, well, believe it or not, I never had the occasion to visit St. Olaf.
Really? You mean not even to change planes for St. Gustav?
Oh, you can't get to know the kids about you.
Really?
Oh, not about us, about you. About how you knew their father. They found it unbelievable.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, that you and I finally met.
Oh, I thought you meant they wouldn't believe there were any dinosaurs still around from World War II.
Speaking of dinosaurs...
Could I have a word with you just a minute?
Of course, Blanche.
Listen, I've been talking to those other two contestants over there, the Kaplan brothers, and I have learned some very interesting things. Number one, they have won over $40,000 in cash and prizes on various game shows. Dorothy, I think you and I should team up with them.
Oh, Blanche, that's impossible. That would mean dumping.
Which I generally get applause.
Our next contestant is a family counselor. She originally hails from St. Olaf, Minnesota, where she was voted the girl most likely to get stuck in a tuba. Welcome, Rose Nyland.
Would you do me a favor?
Oh, of course, Uncle Angelo, anything.
I want you to sleep with this man.
Forget it.
Please, I'm begging you as a man of the cloth.
Now I know how Jessica Hahn must have felt.
Not really nuns.
We're actually gorgeous private citizens.
Now I'm confused.
Come to the kitchen. I'll fix you some breakfast and explain the whole thing.
Look, everybody, the storm's letting up. Oh, I'm gonna run right on over to Walter's.
Aren't you going to change? Once I understood that that's what you were supposed to do. It wasn't some colossal joke, you know. I mean, didn't you think it was a ridiculous thing to do the first time?
No. Well, I certainly didn't.
Oh, my God. My rear tires have less pressure in them.
I'm ready.
The moon is hanging awful low in the sky tonight, isn't it?
Hey! I have a chiclet here somewhere if you're fighting over a piece of gum.
Hi, Sophia. I didn't notice you there.
Well, I noticed you, and I noticed your hands all over my daughter.
Do you hear your daughter complaining?
I apologize, Sophia.
A woman acted out with sock puppets.
Okay, you were saying?
In the first panel, it says Sonia Klingenhofer in big letters, and the O has pigtails.
What's in the second panel, Rose?
Sonia's walking down this country road, and there's Elmer Fudd was chasing Bugs, and he stuck his gun down a hole in the ground that Bugs had painted.
Excuse me, Rose. Blanche, could I see the rule book? Thank you.
What say we call it a night?
I'm not thrilled about my son marrying your daughter either.
Oh, yeah? Why? You got something against black people?
Of course not. And I resent the insinuation. Why, we firmly believe that all men are created equal.
That's a bunch of baloney.
Rose!
Well, it is. If you don't believe me, just turn on your
Lamar Zbornak. Why don't we just pin a kick me sign on the kid? It's Roger.
Lamar.
Roger.
Lamar.
Roger. Lamar. Roger.
Fabulous. I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving already.
I would go to pick you up. I would always talk to Sophia while I was waiting. And to my delight, I found her to be very
hot.
Interesting. Look, ladies, I am so glad that this is all out in the open. You are both wonderful women, and I want to continue.
Sophia Petrillo, executive director and leader of the 87 March on Neiman Marcus.
Mrs. Petrillo, isn't there some way that we can resolve this matter?
I'm afraid not. The wheels of justice are already in motion. Of course, a full refund could put those wheels in reverse.
How much?
$1.17?
Actually, tease and tickle. Actually, tease, tickle, and spank. Actually.
Blanche.
I'm sorry. What was I talking about?
About teasing me because you love me.
Oh. Dorothy, why don't you just remind Sophia how active her mama was?
Oh, but honey, Ma never saw that. I mean, to Grandma, it was no big deal. She was just doing what she'd done all her life, so she never even discussed it. And to
Girls, look. How do I look?
Oh, great, Blanche.
Great or gorgeous?
Gorgeous.
Well, what about sexy?
Yes.
Enticing?
I'll handle this. Blanche, no woman ever looked better than you look right now, and no one ever will.
Rose Nyland live here?
I'm Rose Nyland.
Aren't you fellas a little overdressed?
Oh, I told you we didn't have to wear a tie.
Allow us to introduce ourselves. I'm Len, this is Sven, and this is Ben.
We are the Topo-Copper triplets.
How odd. You don't look anything alike.
Sophia, you know, it's been a long time since we've had a talk.
Very good reason for that. I hate talking to you.
What a great sense of humor. What would you say if I told you I have come up with a great...
Now there was $1 million idea.
$1 million was a bargain for that idea.
That business was Sal's dream. Too bad it didn't work out.
Yeah, bad timing.
Hey.
Done this before. By the way, we'll be staying with you until the business gets off the ground.
Well, what happens if the business fails?
We'll have to talk about a nightlight for the bathroom.
Worry. How much harm can it do? The place already burned down.
Rose, you dummy. She means her cigarette started the fire.
Max, Ma, I have never felt so bad in my entire life. I don't know what to say.
Michael! Oh, my God, that's Michael J. Fox!
Michael, please, can we talk to you for just a minute?
Michael, it's very important. We won't bother you. Michael!
Yes, that's right. It was a winning ticket, but we gave the jacket away. Money. You know, I always thought it was sad. I outlived my whole family. But I never knew it was going to be a punishment.
The hotel business started to slump. Hundreds of people got laid off. Now, I went looking for work.
The man's as gay as a picnic basket.
Ma, that
kind of hard to tell. All I can see is a fedora.
Oh, my God.
Who's that at the door?
It's me, Blanche.
The other side. Move, Rose.
Ma, don't.
I have to, Dorothy.
Ma.
It's just two little words, but they are the hottest two little words in all the whole world for me to say.
Not tonight.
No.
You better be careful what you say. I happen to be an ex-wife.
Not like his, I'm sure. No one's like her. She's Superwoman. She was the perfect wife. Cooked, cleaned, had 2 kids, got an education, has never looked better, and now she has a career.
Oh, that wasn't a marriage.
No, I know what you meant, Dorothy. You mean the reason we can't sleep is because we're feeling guilty about profiting from Jasper de Kimball's impending death.
I feel creepy every time I think of it.
It all began when your great-grandfather, Nicodemo, was run down by Marco Venuccio's milk wagon.
He ran him down in cold blood?
Very cold. Grandpa was already dead. Unfortunately, there was a gravedigger strike, so the family was using him as a temporary scarecrow.
But it hasn't. I was hoping that it might help me get over my problem.
What problem?
Well, it's not easy for a man to say, Rose. I'm impotent.
I see. Now I want you to look me in the eye and tell me you're not lying.
I'm not lying.
Sophia, it's for you. He says his name is Tony the Hook.
Tell him I'll call him back. What are you looking at? He's my butcher. Bored and dissatisfied, and you'll end up unhappy. I hate to see that happen to you, pussycat. But if you think you can handle that, just look me straight in the eye, and I'll drop the whole thing.
Ma, I can handle that.
Both eyes.
Fun in the buff at a mountain retreat. Hike, swim, and play volleyball while the sun beats down on your fanny. Call David Horowitz. I mean, how can they get away with this misrepresentation?
I don't understand how people can run around showing their naked bodies to Rose.
Girls, listen, maybe we don't have everything we need.
But what are we missing?
Well, we are going away for a romantic weekend to the Bahamas with Jeff and Rich and Randy. In this day and age, it might be a good idea to take along some protection.
What kind of protection?
2 armed Pinkerton guards.
Tunder the Mediocre became Tunder the Magnificent.
Guess he didn't want to change the monograms on his towels.
Well, Tunder the Tiger spent so much time performing that he didn't have enough time to spend with his wife. Well, she told him that she missed the time they had together when he was just me.
What I was thinking back then. I still look Fat Sullivan on Sunday nights. The scary part is, sometimes I find him.
Ma, why can't you make me happy? I want to do this.
Okay, if a trip down memory lane is gonna make
back. What difference does it make if Pepe wins?
10 grand.
Say what?
10 grand. If Pepe wins, the money's double. Didn't I mention that?
Hands up, Pepe. Come on. Ma, wait. Ma, get the music.
Do you really think she can make a comeback?
Oh, sure she can. Dorothy's running Trudy all over the court. Trudy tripped.
And she's not getting up. You think something's wrong?
I think she's fainted.
I hope it's not anything worse.
It is. I've seen that look before.
You don't think...
And right now, I want to take them.
Rose, you can't stop taking these pills. You have a problem.
I can stop. And I'll start stopping tomorrow. Oh, boy, will you be...
Well, Blanche, what do you think?
Sophia, what have you done?
Saved my pocket little Sicilian behind, that's what. When Dreyfus didn't come home again this morning, I went to the pet shop and got a duplicate. Amazing, isn't it?
Okay, Mrs. Hawkins. Maybe you can tell me a little bit about your mother's history.
Picture it. Sicily, 1900. An olive-skinned woman set sail for the New World.
I was talking about her medical history.
So was I. You think that was a pleasure cruise?
Oh, this is such a warm, wonderful moment.
Oh, I just wish I spoke Italian so I'd know what they were saying.
And then, you're gonna love this. Dom DeLuise takes me by the arm and insists I tell Bert the story.
Sophia, I don't want to hear any more about it.
Not even the part when Bert and Dom insisted I repeat the story to Lonnie Anderson?
That's it. I don't want to hear another word.
Oh, Cinderella's back.
He died. Well, he did die, in fact. Then at the cemetery, Beatrice Lundqvist, his wife, kept screaming, "He's alive! He's alive! I can hear him from the grave!" Well, everybody thought it was the hallucinations of a grieving widow, so they sedated her. But when she woke...
I will go down in history. First I wrote all day, then I tore it all up, and then that night it came to me, and the words poured forth like liquid from a stream. It was almost a mystical experience. Somebody else was writing this.
Who?
Everman. This is
Bad. In fact, just last week, I was reading that you can buy the sperm of Nobel Prize winners. Or was it Star Search winners?
Buy? Well, sperm used to be free. It was all...
Just an example.
Of course. You get 20 cases of sardines, you figure, God doesn't want me to waste good sardines. He's gonna wait till I finish the 20 cases. That could take 5-6 years.
Yeah, well, why couldn't you just eat one case slowly?
Silly, isn't it?
That one, won't you, Rose?
Oh, that's wonderful, honey. That's just wonderful.
You know what the best part is? I get to stay here. That's what worried me the most. I mean, I don't think I ever really doubted that somehow I'd wind up on my feet, but what worried me and scared me was that I'd have to leave my friends and my family.
Oh, honey. Fine, I will tell her. Bye-bye.
Hi, Rose.
Rose, Miles called again. He wants you to meet him out.
Please go for me. I'll feel better knowing this thing is finally over with.
Well, since you put it that way, but only as a personal favor to you, honey. Well, I guess I better go get dressed.
Thank you, Blanche. Can you believe that backstabbing slut?
I like you very much, Rose. You know, you're very special. I'm just lucky to be smart enough to see it. You know, life's a ballroom.
It's a dream for me. Martha wants to commit suicide, and she wants me to be there with her.
And what did you say?
I said I'd think about it. You can't say no to somebody who pops for a $75 dinner. Tell them, Blanche.
Can I see
No,
it?
no, darling, don't touch it. Oh, nobody must touch it. It is very rare. Only the 5 people on the committee get these each year. Oh, look. Have you ever seen a more moving piece of art?
Only at Graceland. You don't want one of us to go with you.
Don't be silly. I'm fine. I'll just fly up to Atlanta tomorrow morning, tell Big Daddy I love him, and be back here in time to be queen of the ball.
Blanche, you can't do that.
Why not? Big Daddy isn't dead. I think Virginia's...
Besides this 170 grand? All right, I'll send it back. All of it?
Yes, Ma, all of it.
Okay. I just hope they want it back after an 83-year-old woman rolled around in it naked.
I would have expected my 3 best friends to understand that I'm just not ready yet.
But Blanche, the doctor said you could do everything you did before.
That's all very well for him to say. The doctor's not me.
Blanche, what are you saying?
I've made a decision. Blanche Devereaux has given up sex.
And what does that do to the morale of our boys overseas?
Good news, girls, I've gained 4 pounds. Someone else. His name is Miles, and he means a lot to me.
Rosie, I never should have left you 40 years ago. I can still see you standing on the platform as the train started to roll by. Remember, Rose?
Oh.
You were walking alongside, tears rolling down your cheeks. When the train picked up a little speed, you started...
Talks. And then I remembered she left, thanks to you, Dorothy.
You had late night talks with my mother?
All the time.
And she gave you hard candy?
No. I'd ask, but she was always afraid I'd choke on it.
Just gotta get her.
Sister?
Yes?
These ladies and I found a wallet with some money in it.
Yes, but until the rightful owner shows up to claim it, we were wondering where we could put it so it'd be safe.
In a bank?
But whose bank?
Well, couldn't you open up a joint account in all your names?
I don't know. See, I really don't know these people.
Well, maybe you could both put up equal...
You know, when the president comes to town, it brings out all the oddballs.
Hi, it's me, Stan.
Oh, Stanley, what are you doing here?
I'm glad you asked. Inside this box is my best novelty yet. Not to mention the perfect tie-in to the president's visit. Ladies.
Lots of you where I hate you.
Well, honey, you always were fiery. I love that about you.
There's more. Since the funeral, I've been with other men. Many, many men.
Girl thinks about our relationship, it just doesn't matter because we're there for each other. I'd do anything for Doug, and he'd bend over backwards for me.
Sometimes I just love to hug my mommy. Except for the one that I have prepared. Laughter from the audience. What can I say about my good friend Agnes? I'll never forget the last time I spoke to her. She said, Rose, I don't understand you. You work so much harder than the rest of us. I hate when I get stuck behind one of those.
He's dead, sweetie. But hey, I'm used to it. I put 3 in the ground. Well, what can I tell you? I like him old, rich, and barely breathing.
Why don't...
Oh, right.
Stanley, I think we're going to make it this time.
Dorothy, I want you to meet my best man, Marvin Mitchelson.
Oh, how lovely to meet you. What an honor.
The honor is mine, Dorothy.
He's a lawyer.
Very inspirational. Now we have to stop those penny savers. Come on, let's go see if we can get your hair greased back and find you a flannel shirt.
Oh, great, great party, Sophia. But where's the...
This is Rose Nyland for Channel 8 News here at the Miami Pet Dog Expo, and I am an eyewitness to something shocking. People who look like their dogs.
I said keep quiet
in the room and cry like a baby. Get, go, move.
She owns us.
Oh, jeez. Lisa.
Blanche, I really want to thank you again for these ray blockers. I didn't think I'd get used to everything being pink, but it's kind of fun.
Cheese. Now smile.
We'll save a lot of time if you just do it.
Have a good time.
Thank you.
I never got to go to the junior prom in St. Olaf. How come? It was just for people named Junior.
Gingerbread and everything, And she leaves me. What is a 6'7" American basketball player got that I don't?
Well, Angelo, speaking in terms of the gingerbread alone.
Oh, yes, and I hope it makes her feel better. I've been worried about her. I mean, ever since she got those flowers from Mel Bushman, she hasn't been herself.
Well, I'm off to the Rusty Anchor. Spring break comes but once a year. Do it with a Southern accent? Of course I want you to do it with a Southern accent. I said, oh, thank God, because I don't really know how to play it without a Southern accent.
So you
and even a phone.
May Southwest.
So Jay Sandridge wasn't perfect, but he was really good.
Listen, he wanted Betty to do it with a Dutch accent. He was crazy.
Now, a question is, how did it get on the air? Obviously, it was a family had never been seen on television before. What was your negotiation with NBC?
You sing, I'll buy you a puppy. Slap on a happy grin and spread sunshine all over. Oh, let me have that boa. Just put on a happy. Put on a happy.
You know what it is? Well, it's not an engagement ring, but it's more than a friendship ring. Isn't it pretty? Oh, much nicer than Abbott would have given to Costello.
But the way I see it is that you gave Stan to Gloria. But Stan is not a stick. He's not a Betsy Wetsy. He's not a rubber ball. He's a man.
You are so wise.
I listen to a lot of talk radio. I think your love...
Make your words thorough, honey. Make them fearless. Don't stop till you have said everything. Take 2 or 3 days if you have to.
Thank you, Blanche. You're a good friend.
Oh, just wish Sophia were my mother. Then I could put her in Shady Pines. Felt loved as a child. Now they're gonna put a steel ball through her house, through my room. Oh, don't you see? It's just like they're killing a part of me.
Oh, poor Blanche. You know, I actually do feel sorry for her.
Oh, yeah, my heart goes out to her, too.
Uh-oh.
What is it? What's going on?
You're not going to believe this, Sophia, but God, Sophia. Sophia, God.
Wow, now I see where Jesus got those eyes.
Shh, he's talking. Yeah, yes.
Would you consider the Pope's ring?
Okay, Ma, squirt me in the eye and get it over with.
No, this is his ring. Look.
My God, Ma. This looks real.
It is real. You think he'd wear his fakes in public like Blessed Agnes? He answered my prayers. He answered me. Oh, ye of little faith.
Oh, you must feel special, Sophia. You must feel blessed.
And hungry. Come on, Rose. Let's go into the kitchen and whip up some loaves and fishes.
Oh, he had the most beautiful blue.
I'd like to propose a toast to Sophia, whose generosity and kindness of spirit have given us a gift beyond measure.
I, too, have a toast. I predict nothing but disaster and tragedy for everyone connected. Well, I guess when you're 17, 23 can seem rather dangerous and forbidden.
When you're 17, a cow can seem dangerous and forbidden.
to the spirit of things.
No, I'm not. How do you turn this thing off?
Well, I don't know. I never tried to turn it off. I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
It's been 2 days. Why haven't those Jeopardy people called?
Dorothy, I'm surprised at this reaction. God knows you've had your share of experience sitting by a phone that doesn't ring.
Now,
Goodbye.